Hello and welcome to my Madden NFL 15, NFL American Football EA 15 series. I'm not quite sure how it actually goes. So basically I'm going to be a coach in this series. I'm not going to do player, I'm not going to do owner. It's just too much like other stuff that you've got to worry about with that. I'm just being a coach. I'm being an active coach. I'm not going to create one because that would just take too long as well. I'm probably just going to do this one season, then change team, something like that, or I'll create a new character and put them on a different team, etc, etc. So for now, does it let me go off the bottom? No, it doesn't. That's annoying. So what about on here? Does it let me go off the bottom? Yes, it does. So basically, I'm going to close my eyes and see which one it lands on, and then I'll pick a team from within that. So 3, 2, 1. NFC East. Okay, so I'm either the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants, or the Redskins. Well, don't want to be the Cowboys. Don't particularly want to be the Eagles. Definitely not the Redskins. So I'm probably going to go with Giants for this series, the New York Giants. I know they're a team that everyone, well, quite a few people do, but you know, my NHL series, I decided I wasn't going to do like what everybody did, so in this one I'm going to allow myself to be like that. Let's just see, pre-existing injury on, yeah, that's all fine, don't worry, yeah, that's fine, receive with win, yes, 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 resign players on, progress players, oh no, I'll do that, sign off season, yep, okay, I'm happy with everything, 5-minute quarters, that is all absolutely fine. So, let us see who we've got in, I'm not going to create a character yet. So who we got in week 1, start offline league. I'm not going to do, no, I'm not going to do the fantasy draft either. I just don't want to go through all that. I'm probably going to do like a fantasy draft thing on NHL 16 when that comes out, which by the way, it looks peng compared to NHL 15, which looked, well, it looked good to start off with the presentation, but the actual depth of the game was really poor. Whereas this time they've kept the same presentation level, but they've actually made it much more, like, given it much more depth. Like, they've made it be a pro, everything so much better. And I'm going to stop doing my NHL now. This is NFL, another American sport. I'm also going to probably start an NBA series soon, and then I might do a FIFA series. I'm not quite sure yet. And probably a Formula 1 series as well, providing that they like fix Formula 1 just in general like that. The game's just broken at the moment. Like, I'm hoping that they're going to fix that. So that's just a rundown of what I have in store. But tonight I'm going to do game 1 or week 1 of pre-season. I'm probably not going to do the pre-season if I'm honest, simply because it has like no real impact, and I'm mainly doing this for like by a season per season basis. If I was doing it like a proper connected franchise mode, I was like trying to take the Giants, like winning loads of money and whatever, and build the team up through the draft and whatever, I might be like more into doing sort of the pre-season and whatever. But just no, I'm just gonna go straight and start from the regular season. But looking at that, we beat the Steelers in week 1. We've now got the Indianapolis Colts on the road, and we have, waiting, drum roll, and we lost it. So we lost to the Colts. Now we're also on the road against the New York Jets. Now that is obviously a big rivalry game, New York Jets versus New York Giants. Hopefully we win this, because I want to go into the regular season with a winning record. Although to be fair, the fact that we won our first game, and the Steelers are a strong team, and we lost that one actually to the Giants, but the Patriots, who we're now at home to, have lost all 3 of their starting games. Now that's very interesting. Obviously Patriots, current Super Bowl champions, very, very strong team, so that's interesting. Hopefully we can beat them and go 2-2 overall for the first 4. Yeah, there's only 4 games in the pre-season in case you're not aware. And here we go. So the regular season will now start. It won't actually tell me, will it? It's not going to tell me. I'll have to look for that myself. It won't say. It will just put it back to 0. Yeah, it's just going to put it back to 0. Let me have a quick look, see how we did. Oh, I hate how it freezes on that part. Standings, league stats, schedule. Here we go. It should be in here. So league schedule. That's not what I mean to do. I can go back. Right, preseason week 4. Where are we? Patriots at Giants, New England 26, New York Giants 16. So we actually lost the last 3 games. So we start 1-3-0, which was the same as the Patriots in actual fact. So that's not a very strong pre-season if I'm honest, but I'm just happy that we won. So our first game is on the road to the Detroit Lions, another NFC team. And in case you're wondering, I play on pro difficulty. I am not a great player of this game. I play it more to play it, not to be hardcore fantastic at it. I don't go online that much. I don't play MUT, MUT, whatever you want to call it. I just do it mainly for franchise mode. Just do the Super Bowl, get it out, and just play through a regular season authentically and etc. So we are on the road. Overall 78. So the Giants have actually gone downhill really. In this game they put them quite low in the ratings, and the Detroit Lions obviously a very strong team. I think the Lions made the playoffs, but if they did, they went out really early. I think they may have gone out in the wild card round or something like that. I'm not sure. But, yes, so obviously I know there'll be people watching that don't understand how American football works at all, so I will try and explain the rules a little bit as I go along. But the way it starts, basically there's a coin toss. Whoever wins the coin toss can decide whether they're going to kick to the other team first, in which case the team that gets the ball obviously runs with it and starts on attack. Or they can decide whether they're going to receive, which is you generally pick to receive first, so that way you have the chance to score points first. But whoever receives in the first half has to kick in the second half, if that makes sense. Then whoever lost the coin toss for that gets to decide which side they start on. So whether they defend the left side or defend the right side. So as we can see here, it doesn't actually let you do the coin toss in this unless you go to overtime, which they used to in the old Madden games, and it's kind of a shame because I wished they would. And by the looks of things, we won because I set my settings to receive if I win the toss. So I think I won the coin toss and I am receiving. So as you can see, I can now get to pick a play, but that means we will be kicking to Detroit in the second half, and they will have picked. I'm going to take a touchback, fair catch here. If you're in the end zone, you can basically wave your arm, and that takes you automatically out 20 yards. So an American football field is 100 yards long. Basically the idea is get to the other team's end zone, which at the moment is 80 yards away. There are 4 quarters, funnily enough, and 2 halves, funnily enough. And yeah, basically, I'm just going to adjust that. I like that camera angle better. So basically you can either pick a run play or a pass play. As you can see here, that red line could be a run play. And that clock counting down is how long I have to make said play. So, yeah, basically this is called the line of scrimmage. That yellow horizontal line is where I've got to get to in 4 downs, or 4 tries in effect, 4 attempts. I'm just going to make this play before I run out of time. Let's see. Oh, crap, I forgot it was oh, thank God. I didn't realise it was you had to wait for them to start the play, he had to run across. So you can see he made 7 yards that play. And as you have to make 10 yards for each time you get a 1st and 10. As it's called. So as you can see, I made 7 yards, which means I'm now on 2nd down, and there's 3 yards to go. As soon as I make it past that yellow line, I'll start off at 1st and 10 again. That's how it basically works. So the defence's job is to basically stop me making it to that yellow line within 4 tries. And I've made it on my 2nd down. If you don't make it by the end of the 3rd down, in general on 4th down, the team will kick it away or punt it. Because if, obviously, you don't make it on your 4th try, then the ball automatically turns over. So in general, they just hoof it down the field and make it harder for the other team's offence to bring it back the other way. Or, if you're within range of kicking it through the posts, as you can see, then you can kick for a field goal, as it's called, and that will be worth 3 points to you. So this is another run play here, so 1st and 10, and... Who is my running back, actually? That's probably a really stupid question. I don't know many players. I know of the Cincinnati Bengals team, I probably know the best. I know quite a few Patriots, but New York Giants, don't know them very well. So I don't know who my running back is. But this play, quick slants, this is a very, very good play. This works a lot for me. Is Odell Beckham Jr.? I know Odell Beckham Jr. plays for the Giants. He's the only player that I probably know. And it's worked. That was very close to being intercepted. If the other team intercepts your throw, then they get the ball and they start an attack. Luckily there, that didn't happen. That was actually a really good throw. Well, that's made a load of yards. So I'm now only 32 yards out, 37 yards out from the end zone, which is about field goal range. So if I'm not able to get to the yellow line, I probably would be able to kick here. There's a curl flats play, and there we go, down to the 21, a 16-yard play. I also like curl flats, that's a good passing play, and they've given it me again. If you're within 20 yards of the end zone, in general they call it the red zone, or the green zone, but I prefer red zone. There's the pass, oh, and it's worked. Didn't expect that one to work, and he just gets shouldered in the face. Eli Manning, my quarterback, 4 throws completed from 4. And we go 2nd and 3, so the Lions' defence is not playing well at the moment. And the way a touchdown is scored, basically run into it or get into it with the ball in your hands. Like, that is it. Like, you have to place it, you just have to get in there, and that was very close actually. Very nearly a touchdown. And a touchdown is worth 6 points, and then you get a point after kick, which is an extra point basically. So it's the same as like rugby, you get 7 points in total, except you get 5 points for a try and 2 for a conversion in rugby. In this, it's 6 for a touchdown, 1 for a conversion. Okay, 1 minute left in the first quarter, and we are getting very close. And I'm just going to run it into the end zone with Eli Manning. Just easy play. My running receiver just lured the other guy away from me, and Manning was just too fast for them. So yes, the quarterback is allowed to run with it, and that's basically what I did. Just break out of the pocket and sprint in to the left. It was pretty easy in the end. And yes, they do some very strange dances in this game as well, just like they do in real life, because they're all hyped up on steroids. Anyway, there's the kick, so we go 7-0 up against the Detroit Lions. 8 plays, 80 yards, 10 plays a yard. That is pretty much perfect. Like, you can't really ask for much more than that. So now I've scored, I have to kick to them, and I will go on, which is obviously much harder to actually execute than offense. Like, I'm not sure. I've never played properly with the New York Giants, so I don't know how good their defense is. I'm going to assume it's not great, because their attack seems pretty good, but if they're only rated 78 overall, that does make me worry about their defense. You can also guess what type of play they're going to do, so I'm going to pinch in, because I reckon they're going to run up the middle. I am half right. They did run, but it was to the side, and I've actually got him. If you get tackled behind the line, it's called basically tackled in the backfield, and you can go like 2nd and 11, like can go up. In that case, he made a yard, so 2nd and 9. So this is good. If you tackle the quarterback before he gets a chance to throw it, it's called a sack. That is another like term. And that was a good throw, but it's not going to be a first down. It's 7 yards, so they're going to go 3rd and 2. That was actually quite a bad tackle, really. Like, he should have been able to force him down faster rather than let him grab those extra couple of yards. And that ends the first quarter actually, so 3rd and 3 in this game. So we're now going to do a blitz play, which basically means run at them as fast as possible, try and get the quarterback, which means they're pretty confident he's going to do a pass play, and they're wrong, and that's why they've got through for the first down. Oh, I probably should have called that play myself. It did look like a run play. But it is a first down for Detroit, so they move to the 43-yard line. I do have to say, like, I prefer hockey, if I'm honest. Like, I do prefer hockey to football, American football. Like, I thought I was going to get an interception there. But, like, the Super Bowl was fantastic this year. Super Bowl 49, it really was. The I was supporting the Patriots, to be fair, and they really did give us a fantastic just that last play with the interception. It was beautiful. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I dived instead of clicked intercept. That should have been an easy interception. And if we look now, they're 3rd down and 10, and as they are nowhere near close enough to kick, chances are that's going to be a sack. No, it's not. Oh, it's a first down. Oh, that is incredible. That is incredible. I was sure I just got a sack on him, but he threw it, and then my guy did not cover him, so they've actually made it 1st and 10. That was all day long going to be a... there's a hit on the quarterback, but he'd already thrown it, so it won't mean anything. But yeah, I was absolutely sure that was going to be a fourth down, and therefore a punt. But yeah, what I was saying was, I do prefer hockey, like, to American football. It's my favourite, like, USA sport, like Major League Sports as they call them. It's my favourite of them. Basketball I never used to like, but I've become much more into that recently. Baseball, I'd probably be more into it if I was able to play the games, but they only released them on PlayStation. Well, the only good one, MLB The Show, they only released that on PlayStation. Oh, that was a big hit there. So I'm not able to like play baseball, which is a bit of a shame because I think I'd probably like it. And then obviously there's American football, which yeah, it's probably, I don't know. I can't decide if I like basketball more. I don't know. It is a good game, but it's basically rugby but slower and just more broken up. And then there's like 2-minute warnings and whatever. And there you go, 2-minute warning, my exact mention. And then there's a load of time wasting strategies that you can use in it, which just, I hate time wasting in all sports. Like any sport, I hate time wasting. It really irritates me in cheating, like diving in football and whatever. And so, like, I don't know. It's just, oh, what are you doing? That was an interception every day of the frigging week. You just hit him on the head. He just hit him on the head and he just left it. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, for your face, you put your hands up to block it. He just let it hit his head. They've gone for a field goal and they've made it 3 points to Detroit, so 7-3. The good news is that even if they get another field goal, they'll still be losing. Let's take that, and I will run with this one. Oh, I tried to juke. Oh, he's still up. Oh, we got further than I expected. So 23-yard line makes it out to. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just rugby but slower, and I do like rugby. Like, it is a good sport in its own right. It's just not really my kind of sport. It's just a bit too slow. But I do still watch it and whatever. I think it's probably more interesting to watch than to play, which is very rare. Like with sports, like it's very rare to see that. But oh, that is an intercept every day of the week. Thank God I put it on pro, because if that had been any higher difficulty, that would have been an interception. 3rd down and 10, I'm really not focusing, because that's why I'm in such a dire position. 23-yard line. I haven't actually made any yards yet. And there's the 1st down. Truck through, and that brings us to the 37. So that's a 14-yard play. As you can see, the clock continues counting whilst you're waiting, unless you use a timeout. That stops the clock. Or it's incomplete. If the ball goes incomplete and it's like dropped on the floor, that stops the clock. Or if you run it out of bounds, that stops the clock. So at the moment, because I ran and I had the ball when I went down, that keeps the clock going. The ball was in possession, so the clock carries on. And that is an easy curl flats play. I was just waiting for him to get in the position and the Lions linebacker to come across. And it worked. So we're in their territory, 56 seconds. I might use a timeout if I think I've got a chance for a touchdown, but if not, I might just settle for the field goal. And that's worked even better. 34. It's I don't know. Like, it just works really well, that play. Like, I'm not going to use it again because it almost is a bit of a cheat way of just getting easy yards. And if during the process of this season I do think it's getting too easy, oh, what are you playing at? That was such an easy catch. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I will turn the difficulty up to like All Pro or All Madden. I don't know what. I think All Pro's the next one. Then it's All Madden. There's the slant route. Oh, and it's in the red zone. And yes, they call it route, not route. It's American. It wears off. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. It rubs off on you. 23 seconds left in the half. And we're down to the 14. You can like call no huddle, so basically it makes them get into position faster. 13 seconds. Eli Manning. Oh, that's not going to be a first down. Right, timeout called. What are we on? 3rd and 1, so I just need to get one more yard, really. I might just go for a touchdown here. No, Beckham Jr. is not going to get into the end zone unless there's nobody covering him. So this is a risky play. Oh, it's going to be a touch. Oh, what? I was absolutely convinced that was going to be a touchdown. And now it's 4th down and 1. Well, I could... The thing is, even if I were to make it, I was to make it for a 4th down, I'd probably use up all the time I've got left. So I'm just going to have to go for a field goal. It's just safer. Like, 6 seconds, nah. I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't be able to do 2 plays in that, I don't think. Not unless they were really fast, but it'd be pass plays. So 2 seconds left in the half. A field goal to finish, basically. Unless they get, like, a return touchdown, but I don't want to jinx it. So this will be the last play of the game. Or, of the half, sorry. And it's going nowhere. So we will kick to them. Basically a repeat of what we've just done. We've got to kick to them for the 3rd quarter. But we've got a 10-3 lead, which is healthy. That's a touchdown ahead, basically. So any more points that we score now can only put us further ahead of the game. Oh, that was sneaky. I just have really poor reflexes when it comes to like catching these running backs. So they make it to the 25. We've got a blitz play. As far as I'm aware, there's 3 types of plays on defense, because you have run and pass. Those are the 2 main ones in offense, whereas you have zone, man, and blitz. Oh, friggin' hell, what a play. Oh, I thought he was going to run himself out. That would have saved me about 13 yards. But in their first play, they've made it into my half. That's not good. As I was saying, there's like zone, man, and blitz plays. I'm not really sure what they mean. I know blitz is basically everybody runs at the quarterback to try and scare him, make him crap his panties. But obviously, as I've already demonstrated numerous times in this game, it doesn't work always like that if they're lying in front. As you can see, they've got like 5 guys, or in this case they've got 7, but generally it's 5. Those 2 guys on the side are tight ends. I've caught him before the line. That's 3rd and 1. I was sure he was going to make a first down there. 3rd and 1, so if we can basically hold him up here and not make him to the yellow line, he might have to punt it, because he's probably not close enough. I mean, 39 yards. But remember, he's got to throw it back, so I don't know. Oh, I thought I'd got him. I thought he was going to run straight into my arms, and instead he spun around. That was a clever move by Bush. And yeah, that is a first down for them. So they're 32 yards out now. That is field goal range. So, yeah, that was sneaky. Gonna be honest, that was pretty damn sneaky. Oh, and there's the hit from the side. That's a 6-yard play. I'm trying to think what I was just talking about before that move. Nope, it's gone. Oh, yeah, plays. So zone and man. Yeah, like man I think is just like covering like a particular guy, and then zone is like you like given a place to cover. Oh, what am I playing? Oh, I thought he'd managed to break the tackle, and that would have been an easy touchdown. Thank God that didn't happen. And yeah, zones like you just cover your own zone. If anybody comes near you, then you take that guy. I think that's a guess. That's just like deduction. Well, it's just reason. Oh, he's going to make it. Oh, couldn't quite grab him in time. Played it out to the left, and that is a great touchdown for the Detroit Lions. It was good. Like either I'm not concentrating because I'm talking and I'm trying to like explain rules and whatever, but the way the game works. Like I know I haven't done this with hockey yet. Like I'll probably go through more of a run through in terms of hockey, like how the offside rule works and whatever. And there's tons of penalties in hockey as well. Like there's tons of ways you can get like given penalties, and there is in this actually. I know hockey rules much better though. And we've broken to the 22. So as you can see, the score's now tied at 10-10. It does go to overtime in all American sports basically. Like it's not just hockey that does that. So it goes to like an overtime period. Although I think you can get a tie if like... Oh, that was a beautiful play. I was sure there was going to be an interception, but no. 18 yards out to the 40-yard line. Yeah, like both teams go one way and they get the same points or whatever. I don't know. The overtime rules are weird in this sport. It's not like hockey where you have a 5-minute overtime period and then a shootout if there's still no decider. Pardon me. It's not like that in this. If it comes to it, I'll explain it when it happens, but I'm not going to go into that now. It's just too much information for me to try and think about. 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And we've made it to the 39. That's 2nd and 4. Yes, 2nd and 4. Abdul Kudus makes the stop there. Oh my Christ, that was a big play. That ends the 3rd quarter actually. Let's see if I can find that play again. I like the look of that. Oh, pardon me. X-Post it was called. Oh. Oh, pardon me. Something stuck in my throat. It's not there this time. So 4 verticals play. Yes, cut inside. That was exactly what I was looking for. And that is a 20-yard play from Eli Manning. Oh, it's actually giving us our upcoming schedule. So the Arizona Cardinals, then the Houston Texans, then the Washington Redskins, and then the Atlanta Falcons. So they are Cardinals, NFC, Falcons are NFC. Already forgotten the other 2 teams. So good at this. But basically it looks like, I think the other 2 were NFC teams as well. So I think it's like an NFC like stand at the moment. The way the NFL works is there's 32 teams divided in 16. Oh, that was a shocking play. I don't even know why I thought that would work. Thank God it wasn't intercepted. They're just not catching today. And yeah, basically it's divided into the NFC made of 16 teams and the AFC made of 16 teams. Then each the NFC and the AFC are made up of 4 divisions: the AFC North, South, East, West, and the AFC North, South, East, West. And that's a touchdown. Oh, not quite, but the 1 yard line. So there's 4 teams in each division. Top team from each division qualifies for the playoffs alongside the 2 next highest in the whole conference. So you get 12 teams in the playoffs, and then the playoffs I'll explain when it comes to it, because they're quite complex as well, just like in hockey. They make them quite complicated to work out. But we're 1 yard out, and you know what? I'm going to take the risk that Russell Wilson did in Super Bowl, and I'm going to go for a pass play, actually. And let's see if it works. Oh, shizer. Oh, it nearly did, actually. It went above the cornerback's head. I think that's a cornerback, I'm not sure. But nearly got sacked, so that's why I kept running backwards there. Donald is going to cut to the left. Oh, I threw that. I threw that well before it made out. And that allowed the guy to like put more pressure on me. And he fumbled the catch. Probably still should have caught it, really. 3rd and goal. Now, if I have to field goal from 1 yard out, now that is going to be embarrassing. I'm determined I can do it on a pass play. And you know what? That was so close to getting sacked. I think my quarterback got taken out by about 3 guys there. But I just got the pass off in time. Here we go. Yeah, he did. He got done by about 3 different guys. Oh, it was 2. But they all count, and he was in the end zone. Thank God they didn't drop it this time. And so with 2:56 left in the 4th quarter, it's 17-10 Giants. The also way the league structure works in hockey, for every win you get, it's 2 points. Every loss if you lose in overtime, you get a point, and if you lose in regulation, it's nothing. In this, and I believe in MLB, so hockey is the only league that actually uses points to decide, whereas obviously over here we use points for everything. The other leagues use win percentage. So if there's 16 games in a regular season of NFL, so if you win 8, then obviously your win percentage is 0.5. And they decide it by that, so it's the amount of games that you win rather than like total points. So that makes winning more like prestigious and like more important. So it's kind of okay, but I don't know, like, I don't mind either system. Win percentage works, and points work. I mean, I'm more used to points, obviously, from having grown up with like Premier League football and whatever. And that is an example of a sack there, sacking him behind the line. And as you can see now, 3rd and 26, he got done well behind his line before he could get his pass off. And now we're at the 2-minute warning, so they are not looking good at all. But the chances are at this point, when you're losing by a touchdown and there's this little time to go, they probably won't punt. They will probably go for it, like even if they're much further down. And he's out to the 11. So what? 4th and 23. Are they going to go for it? No, they are actually going to punt. And he's actually punting from his own end zone. Now that's never a good sign. So we might actually have a chance, maybe to get another field goal. Maybe you can get another 3 points on the board. Just double their score. Just add to the humiliation, you know, as you do. And they've kicked it out to my 35. Oh, that was a good block there. And I've made it out to the 44. So that's pretty good. But yeah, the one thing I do love about American sports, just in terms of their league, is playoffs. Like, I know we have like a very sort of playoff type system in like Championship, League 1, League 2. In like Premier League, well, football, soccer as Americans would call it, obviously. But like, the way they do it is the top teams qualify for the playoffs. So like, what we could do in our leagues are like, the top 8 teams in the Premier League fight it out for the chance to become the champion. So even if you finished 8th, like somebody like West Ham United could still win. Could still win the Premier League. I just think that'd be more exciting rather than like last season with Chelsea, where they just ran away with it. Like it's not as exciting at all. Whereas playoffs, like for example, Montreal Canadiens in hockey last year, right? absolutely blitzed the Atlantic Division, got over 100 points on the season, I think it was, or something like that, and they went out in like the second round of the playoffs to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So it doesn't matter how you perform. Like the regular season is only there to get you to the playoffs, and then the playoffs decide who wins, and it just makes it more exciting. Like it places less. It just means that you can't get like runaway champions, because everybody probably would have predicted Montreal Canadiens would have made it to the Stanley Cup final, or another team like the Tampa Bay Lightning who did, but everybody. I was putting my money on Montreal to beat Tampa Bay in that series, but they didn't. Like it's just a different. It's just a different mindset in the playoffs, and like I think it works really well. And I think crap, I didn't mean to do a kneel play. I hate kneel plays. They're not right. You shouldn't use them. Like they just ruin the game because it's just time wasting in effect. Yeah, I think playoffs would make our leagues much more exciting. Just my opinion, but I think like given how I've seen them work in American sports, and they work very effectively. That was a really bad play. Fourth and mention at all. And so I can still make a field goal from 49 yards out. Let's see. Oh, actually, I'm not going to run down the clock. What am I on about? That'd be hypocritical. That looks good to me. It is 3 points, so the Giants go 20-10 up, which means they now need to get a touchdown and a field goal in 44 seconds, which somehow I think they won't. But yeah, basically rant over about English sports, but I just think playoffs are a good idea, and they work well when we do them in like Championship and League 1 and League 2. It's like more exciting. I think like instead of just giving third place the promotion, like it gives everybody from 3rd to 6th the chance to win. It means a complete outsider can win. So like, as I say, like teams like West Ham and Swansea, they know they're never going to get relegated. They're too good for that. But they also know they're never going to win the Premier League or go to the Champions League because they're not good enough. Whereas the playoffs, slightly different mindset. You get freak incidents in sport all the time, and it would make everything like it would be better for the fans. It would make better for like just for like the sport in general. It makes it more exciting. I just think it'd be much better. And they've just spiked that ball. Why? Why? You're losing. Why would? Oh, sorry. Spiking stops the clock. So they've stopped the clock in this case, which I don't mind. Like stopping the clock's fine. It's time wasting that I mind. Oh, what a throw. But that basically means, although it costs them the down, it means the clock stops, so they lose less time. That he's going to snap that before I'm back. No, he's not, because he wasn't back himself. See, as you can see, they're just spiking it to stop the clock, so they've got no timeouts left. Usually you would use a timeout, but they don't have one in this case. And by the looks of it, they're going to go for a Hail Mary, which you might have heard of before. Basically, quarterback throws it upfield, he gets 3 guys to run, you got to try and catch it. Basically, it's a last-ditch attempt to get a touchdown. And I've grabbed it. It's an interception, which does often happen. Oh, crap, don't tell me that's a safety. No, it's not. 8 seconds, but I'm down to the 20. Well, I'm back at the 20 even. Let's see, I'll go for a Hail Mary, you know, just for a bit of fun. See if I can get a last-minute touchdown. There we go, Hail Mary at the bottom. Let's go. Let's see how we do. We won't get a touchdown. 80 yards, look, you can see the lines run out before then. Like, I'd get sacked before that happens. Their safety's ready. And he's just swatted it away. But that will end the game. But yeah, I haven't really been focusing on the game the last sort of quarter. I've been talking about like sports and whatever. But like, I think with this channel it's very important because I'll be doing a lot of sports games. Like, I want my opinions on these sports games and whatever to be out there. A bit of a dilemma for me at the moment is the fact that NHL 16 comes out in under a month, and by all accounts I want to be getting it. Like, it looks pretty good, but obviously with this Arizona Coyotes series, that may not be possible to finish, or I would have to wait before moving on to NHL 16, or I'd have to start an NHL 16 GM whilst doing the NHL 15 one, but that would get really messy, I think. So I don't know. Like, if you guys have any opinions on that, whether you think I should go to the new game straight away and just leave the Coyotes one, or whether I should finish the Coyotes one, then move on to the NHL 16, or do Coyotes the modes on NHL 16, but don't do like the season/GM mode bit until I've done the Coyotes. I think that might be a good idea. But like, I want to get NHL 16 gameplay out there, so I don't know. It's an interesting one. But for now, that will be the end of this game. So I already know who I've got next because they put it up on the screen earlier. So I've got the Arizona Cardinals, so I'll just let it save and do all the tasks that you have to do alongside the actual game. But yeah, I hope you like enjoyed this this gameplay and whatever. I know I wasn't really focusing on the gameplay, but obviously my commentary is, well, I do commentary because I want to do commentary. Like if I didn't want like my opinions to be out there, I probably wouldn't put commentary on it. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how to get around these dilemmas and whatever. And yeah, I mean, obviously there's nothing I can do to put playoffs in English sports. I just think it's a good idea. Like, as you'll see when we get to those phases of like these games, you'll see sort of what I mean by like the different outcomes you can get. I'll show you like the points in the NHL and the win percentages in these, and I bet you whoever's top doesn't win. Although now I've said that, they probably will. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this game, guys. And for the next one, we are at home to the Arizona Cardinals, who I believe are the NFC West. That would make sense, being Arizona. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure to do this as always. Oh my god, I've got a lot of saves. I'll just name it YouTube. Okay, so thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.